Hey, Brad. Brad, come over here. I've got to show you something. My goodness, it's getting so cold. And you know, we're heading into the colder months. So I was checking out this hat. And I think you need to try it on, Brad. It's so warm. You're not going to believe it. You ready?
Well, it's a cold day, so
Okay.
why not?
Got to warm up your head, Brad. Because when you warm up your head... Hold on. There you go. Putting the freeze on ice. How does it go? Put in... Not even once, guys. I do have a different hat too, Brad. Do you want to try this hat one?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if blue's your colour.
Oh, blue's my favourite colour.
Well, it's ARC colour, so that's good. You can try that one on. That one's really cool. That one reminds me, like, you know, there's, yo, bro, you gotta put it to the front.
Oh, yeah, I thought I did.
Think.
Whoops.
I don't know. And you got the Neo sign there, so that's it. In the house, that looks better. I like it. But you do have the options of the pom pom guys. So if you're getting your hat for the cooler season, here's the one to get, right? It keeps you warm. You can go to the footy if you're in Melbourne and Sydney and, you know, AFL. Or if you want to be in the house and be cool and yo-yo, you can get this one. Or don't forget our caps, yeah? So not even once caps, and you can help support the cause. You know, we are plugging it, but it is for a good cause, guys, because every bit of profit from these T-shirts, from these caps, and from the gear that we have here goes towards helping us continue doing what we're doing. And educating kids, helping people that are in addiction, create pathways into recovery as well, and helping families work through some family support and help their loved ones with some tools that they can learn from our clinical services team. So today, before we even start, I just want to honour this guy here. Brad has been diligent. He's been here every week. You know, I've had a bit of time off. I had 10 days off, and I've been gone for a little while actually, and I'll let you know what happened. I was actually in hospital for most part of the weekend, and my kidneys and an infection through my kidneys, and this is all the side effects and consequences of using ice, guys. You know, it's continuous. 6 years clean and still in hospital, but you know, I've had a little bit of time off to recover. But you know, this guy here, Brad, has been here week after week after week without faltering, and putting the cameras on and interviewing people and editing stuff after hours in his own spare time, you know, and he works as well. So I just want to honour you today, Brad, and say thank you, because without you we can't do what we do and get the message across out there to people, because you know, it's through awareness and education that we're going to actually you know, raise the awareness, and we're actually going to educate people about the dangers of the drug ice and other drugs as well. So you know, whether it's alcohol, you know, marijuana, ecstasy, or any other type of drug, you know, it's all, we're talking about addiction tonight. Okay, so I just want to honour you and say thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. You do a lot more. You work a lot harder than me do. I do.
You work very hard, so thank you. And you know, Brad's been through the journey as well. So you know, together, it's in unity, guys, that we put the freeze on ice, and we continually help you know, others who've been there like us, help them create a pathway into recovery. So today we're going to be talking about recovery, and before I do, I'm going to take a stroll over to the couch. It looks good on you, actually. I like that hat on you. I'm going to take a stroll over to the couch, and I'm going to introduce you to our amazing guests. I've got a few things that I need to talk about first. So, oh yeah, don't forget, we've got our Highway Destruction CD that you can still purchase online, and our Not Even Once mugs. So everybody drinks a cup of tea or a coffee, guys. Come on. You know, $10 or $15, you have that posted out to you, and all the proceeds, all the profits from this go towards helping us do what we do. So there is a way that you can help. You know, that's less. You probably eat more. You spend more on lunch. You know, honestly. So there is a way that you can help. But before we go on with the show, I just want to do a few shout outs to a couple of sponsors. Eagle Trailers, Brent Boardman, thank you so much for helping us launch the Neo line, and we are ever so grateful that you have partnered with us. So that's Eagle Trailers and Campers, Brent Boardman and family, thank you so much for making this possible. We were able to get our line launched at the race day, and we're really excited to have stock now and to be able to market that out. We're looking for stores that want to put our stock in there that will help us move the stock. If you're a gym, if you are a health, a health shop, a clothing store, and you're interested in helping, and you think you can have a little piece of your rack where you can help a charity out, guys. We're putting the freezer on ice, and we need the community's support to be able to do this. We are an unfunded charity. We are non-for-profit and DGR status, so anything that you donate is 100% tax deductible, guys. So I'm just mentioning that there's our product line. If you have a store and you could help us out, that'd be great. I also want to honour and do a shout out to KB Supplies, who have helped us put this range together, and the race day and so many other things. They've just been absolutely amazing, helping Australian Anti-Ice campaign, keeping staying afloat, paying rent, and helping us be able to do what we do. So I also want to talk about the Rotaries. We're working with some Rotaries up in North Queensland, up in Cairns and in Mareeba area, and the Rotaries are coming on board to help us be able to go into the schools and to help us fund those particular workshops in schools up there. And if you're involved in a Rotary, guys, you can actually help. You can actually look at how can we come into your local school, and we need to give material to the kids. There is a small fee, and that you can help cover for the presenters to come out there, and we can educate the kids in your community about the dangers of ice. So if you're a Rotary, a Lions Club, a community club, and you want to make a difference, here's your chance to do so. I ask you to share this page, guys, because we've got a great story tonight, and we have an amazing person that has given up his time to come in here to help raise awareness and explain what his journey was like, and what he's doing now is just absolutely phenomenal. I'm really, really grateful to have him on the show, because we work really closely with the team that he works for. So I'll let him introduce himself. But thank you to Document Solutions for all your printing and photocopy needs. You need to contact Document Solutions. So these guys have been amazing. Donated again for another year, a massive photocopier for head office, and thank you so much. We couldn't do it without you, Colin, and the team. And to the Storage King, who are storing some stuff for us still, and it's been ages, and they've been like, they don't complain, they just, yep, that's fine, you guys keep going, doing what you're doing, and we're here to help. Storage King, we have some vouchers here in the office as well that they gave us, so if you're needing to do any storage, please get in touch with us. We'll give you a little discount voucher, and you can go and visit Storage King in Ashmore. They've been amazing. So without any further ado, I'm going to tell you at the end of the show about some changes to our phone number. And I'll talk about New Zealand and the ARC team there and the New Sydney team very shortly. But I want to bring Jimmy on the show. So Jimmy, would you like to come and join us? Please take a seat and welcome. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you. Cheers.
Thank you for being here. I know it's always a little bit nerve-wracking, people, when people walk here and they go, oh, what's it going to be like, what am I going to share, and really it's just, we don't prepare anything, guys. We just go, talk from your heart, talk from your personal experience, because we believe that personal experience, going through that journey, is what is going to help people. I remember when I first stepped into recovery, and I went to see somebody, teed me up, a counsellor, and they said to me, she's talking to me and saying, oh, Andrea, you shouldn't think that way and talk, she was trying to counsel me, and I looked at her and I said, have you been where I am? And she said, well, no, but I studied it. And I stood up and I went, you know what? I'm sorry, but I can't do this. And I walked out. I said, you have no idea. Yeah. So, it was, I take my hat off to those that, are doing counselling and they haven't actually been there, because you really have to somehow, I don't know how, but really take all of this in. But it's just so second nature to people who have been through addiction and can, know where you're at and know what's going on, what's going on with you emotionally, physically, holistically, you know, and to be able to walk with you into the journey of recovery. Hey.
Yeah, very true. Yeah.
So I don't know much about you except for that you work at one of our preferred rehabs up in Mount Tambourine, and that's Fairhaven.
Yeah.
I know that you do an amazing job there helping people through their recovery process, and you know, and that's about it, and that you're a really nice guy. That's all I that's all I know, but I want to know a little bit about you. So
Okay.
tell me a little bit about
My journey, or
let's start with your journey, because that's what led you to do what you do, right?
yeah, definitely. Yeah. Originally from Brisbane. My journey was I did Moon Year up in Brisbane, Salvation Army. I went through the program there.
Great program. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I went down. I went through there twice in the early 2000s. You know, and I kept relapsing afterwards. I stayed the whole program to do that, but I probably under the radar, didn't surrender myself to it, and you know, I was probably still in denial and whatever else. And then yeah, so after those couple of times I went there, I just I relapsed both times, and then the last time it was 2007, and it was on a Monday, August the 13th, and I was getting I have a housing unit in Paddington in Brisbane, and I was getting thrown out of there by the police were coming around, so I had to go somewhere. So I ended up at Pindari Mountain Homeless Men's Shelter, and run by the Salvation Army, and I went there, and after 2 nights I got my own room, and I probably, it was the first time, like, you know, I got down on my knees and prayed, and I prayed to the Lord and said I was broken, and I was just kind of, this is, you know, the opportunity. I think I needed to be from the heart this time, from the soul.
Yeah.
And from there, I around that area, about Fortune Valley, Spring Hill, I just didn't, went going under the radar. When I was at Munia, so I did all that. Across the road was Relationships Australia.
Yep.
So I went for one-on-one counselling there, men's groups, but the main reason, I decided to get it in here for a change, surrender myself, and actually be honest and be open and honest, which was for the first time for a long time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because, Jimmy, there's a difference between just going to a rehab and really doing the program, isn't there?
Yeah, definitely.
Which is why we see so much, you know, people go, oh, but they've relapsed, they haven't actually recovered. Well, it's a two-way stream here, guys. You know, you step into a rehab, they're there to help you, but you have to want to help yourself too.
Yeah.
So they'll give you the tools, but you have to use the tools, you know, to be able to work through the issues and to work through into recovery. So, but
Very
you
true.
didn't give up, and that's
No.
fantastic. You kept trying and trying again until you had enough.
Yeah, I had enough. Yeah, and I think that was just a moment when I got and actually I think I got down, when I got down on my knees, I think the man above knew that this time, this was and from there the journey started. So and I'm just blessed to be where I am now, and never be complacent.
Yeah.
And
No, you've always got to
like
be
I say,
on
complacent
that.
and stay humble. That's what I kind of tell people.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So what kind of let's go back a little bit. What do you think led you into addiction? Was it like lifestyle, way you were brought up, or is there a main, do you see a main thing that runs through, because you work with people now in recovery, do you see something that's the same that why people fall into that entrapment or walk into that entrapment of addiction?
Yeah, well, for myself, and I know, different. I think, I think for myself, the traumas and the way, I suppose, my way I was as a child and grew up, and I, had no confidence, no self-esteem, just and whatever else that went on. And I think you know, it was like a, yeah, I think that when I got to a stage of being old enough to, like, you know, well, not old enough, but go out for a night and have a few drinks and whatever else, that made me just for that little time, you know, forget about who the person I was and all the fears and the anxieties and everything else that was going on in my life.
Mm-hmm.
So I see a lot of people that do come in through the detox up at Fairhaven, and, you know, I suppose through the program as well, and that have got a lot of trauma in their lives, and you know, so there's a lot of things that are going on, and we try to mask it and try to numb the pain.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as I say, you numb all the fear, you numb all the anxiety and all the other pain, but you're numbing any joy you had and all those other. You can't separate your feelings.
That's right.
So you're gonna be numbing everything. So yeah, and that's how mine started too, and then the drinking, and I think that the mental health as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it just got out of hand and got worse and worse as the years went on.
Yeah. And how long were you living that lifestyle for, like?
Long time. It was just destructive for a long time. It's hard. It just got worse. Yeah, as I suppose coming to my 20s, 30 till 30, and then it just really, the alcohol got in. You know, I was drinking more. My lifestyle, my getting criminal records, things like that. Yeah, so it was like it's harder to, it just, I think it really started around about that, and then it went, getting worse and worse, and so it ended up in all sorts of situations, as we all do.
Yeah. When did you go, recognise that you had a problem?
When did I recognise that a problem?
Like, did you just wake up one day and say, no, I'm an alcoholic and I've got a problem and I need help? Or how did that happen? Did you have to lose something in life?
I think that, it was like, I can't really picture, I can't really pinpoint, one time that it was, I just kind of thought to myself, well, I can't remember the first, the time. It was just a lot of it, I just remember destructive, and I knew that I had a drinking problem, but I didn't know that I just thought I was like a binge drinker for a while. And I suppose as the drinking, probably, I don't know what age exactly, when I started drinking every day and every night, like every night, And
what age were you at when you started doing that? Like?
I think I was probably around about mid-30s, something like that.
Yeah.
So I'm 32 this year, so it's like it's probably 30 or something like that onwards. So it probably just got out of hand. Kept going, and then I couldn't stop. Then I couldn't stop the drinking, and I didn't want to stop the drinking because I didn't want to face life.
Yeah.
And the life that was, so...
It's the same with drugs, guys. We're talking about addiction tonight, and we're going to be talking a little bit about rehab, because Jimmy now works with Salvation Army and at one of our preferred rehab at Mount Tamboree in Fairhaven. And we absolutely adore the guys up there. They do an incredible job with people in recovery, and so we will be touching that. But tonight we're talking about addiction, so whether it's drugs, ice, we're talking tonight about alcohol, it's all addiction, and it's all the treatment, the underlying issues, the having to surrender, the self-destructive mode that people in addiction get into. It's basically the same mechanism, it's the difference with ice is that it hijacks your frontal lobe, breaks down your neurological pathways, and you're actually poisoning your organs inside your body as you go. Hence why I was in hospital again this weekend. You do permanent damage, as you would with alcohol, I would guess, as well. I don't know too much in depth because I haven't been down that path, but
exactly.
I know that it's a big problem in Australia as well.
Oh, it's huge.
It's massive. So
it's on every corner.
and it's because it's legal.
It's legal, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and that's the thing. You know, people are talking to us about, oh, what do you think if they legalise or they pill testing? You're just condoning it, and it's just going to get worse. Look what happened when you do legalise something
Yeah.
that's destructive. You know, and you know, the kids today, I find that they're you know, going from alcohol because it's so expensive, they're going on to street drugs like ice because it's so cheap and being offered out there for free to get them hooked. And before you know it, you know, they're poly using and they've got a massive problem, you know.
Yeah.
Which is really, really sad. So you, in your mid-30s, you came to realisation that you needed help?
Well, yeah, I think, around about, I think I was around about, early 30s that I decided to, because I know Munya there, and some from around that area. So I did the Salvation Army, and my uncle went through there years and years ago, before that. And I thought, well, you know, I ended up homeless, and so I went there, and I probably the first time I probably didn't realise that I thought it was, the drinking was that bad. I went there. I thought, it's the mental health, get a bed, that stuff. But I came in, intoxicated. But I didn't actually, surrender myself and actually admit that I had the first step, you know, and I was still having been enabled outside by, you know, either a relationship or whatever else, and so I didn't really take it seriously enough, and then a couple of years later I ended up back there again and did the program again, and you know, I always say I can stand up there at the graduation and we have and hold the certificate, but deep down in my heart, you know that I didn't really do the suggested work, and I didn't really put it down. I'd slid under the radar, and sometimes, you get what you put in, you know. So when I didn't, you know, and and each time the relapse is worse, and
it always is.
It always is.
It always is. And I found that, you know, when you relapse, I relapsed once, but it was I went back to right back to the hell that I wanted to run from the first time I decided I needed out, and it was like, you know, a switch just went off and took me there with interest. You know, it had like all this. It was worse, you know.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, when people are relapsing after relapsing, it's a matter of time that it takes a toll on your body, you know.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, that's one of those things, isn't it? You relapse, and you need to go, okay, I'll get back to detox. But you never know, you're going to make it back.
That's right.
Yeah, when there's that time may come that, you know, so go, it's always going to be there, but will you get back?
Yeah.
And,
that's right.
you know, and I just know that going, you know, ending up at Pindari, homeless man shelter, my God, that was just, you know, it just changed my life.
Yeah.
It's amazing that a place like that could.
Wow.
But it just got to, you know, it made me just think, you know, okay, that time I've got to do this for myself.
So is that a Salvation Army run homeless shelter for men?
And women.
And women?
Yeah, women behind,
Pindari?
Yeah, Spring Hill in Brisbane.
Okay.
Yeah, so I knew of that anyway. So, it's going there, it's amazing to save my life, you know.
Yeah.
And then I just, decided to put the tools I learned and didn't use on program, I decided to put them in action.
Awesome.
Something's got to change.
Yeah, that's it. Well done. And how long have you been clean now?
Probably 11 and a half years.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Well done. Give me a high five.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, listen, it's great. Yeah, I mean, I'm I'm so grateful, and, you know, to be where I am. But, you know, I always don't like sharing that, like in detox and that, because, you know, it doesn't matter, like I always say, it doesn't matter if you're 1 day or 30 years or whatever, 10 years, you know, I'm one drink away from being back, you know, but I do, you know, it's all about I like to kind of like, that's why I always say about complacency and that, you know, I'm grateful and blessed to be where I am, but, I'm just,
It's 1 day at a time.
It's 1 day at a time, and
we need help and good people around us, and we need
the man above, and the support. Yeah, definitely the support, and it's amazing. I push meetings to everyone go meetings, and even, I mean, when I was at Mooney, I didn't hate meetings.
Yeah.
Didn't go when I didn't when I could get out of it.
Yeah.
But now that's one of the things that saved my life, you know. And
how important, Jimmy, is it for you to continue that after rehab, your meetings, you know, doing?
so important, and I've seen so much of it, you know, and I've heard so much of it. Because when you leave that, I think you know, I feel when you leave that confinement of a rehab, and you go out of the real world, it's a whole different ball game, you know. You face, you know, and all the, you know, the anxieties and the fear and everything comes back on, and you know, and it's as soon as you leave, it's first to get to a meeting straight away, get the ball rolling.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, and we say to people, if they leave detox and they're not going to rehab, we say, okay, the bus is going to take you back down there. You're going to be back down Pathways about 11:30. What time's the meeting in Southport? Get
Awesome.
there, get the ball rolling.
Yep.
Don't wait till the next day.
Fantastic.
So it's, yeah, because otherwise you're just going to sit on it,
Yep.
and then maybe not go, you know.
That's
You
right.
know.
That's why we have what we call buddies. People
Mm.
like myself, people like Jimmy, people that you've seen on this show before that have recovered from addiction. You know, we're there to help the next person, and we buddy up with them, and we help link them up to the local meetings. We're in their area. We help them with any counselling that they may need to do after rehab. Continue linking into the system. Put a tripod system of support around them, so they have a buddy, they have meetings, and they have a counsellor that they see on a regular basis. Right? It helps secure your recovery. It's a frame of support around you. And here at AARC, we're like a family, you know, and we just go,
That's right.
come and
Yeah.
join us. You know, whether you're working full time, you can only give a day on the weekend, or if you're
Yeah.
working part time, or you want to be part. I mean, Brad here operates Thursday nights, the cameras, and
Yeah.
you know, and it's by giving that we receive, guys, and that it's so. It's important to recovery to remember exactly what you're saying, Jimmy, that, you know, you're only one drink away, you're only one pipe away, you're only
Yeah.
one decision away, and it's that smaller gap before, you know, you fall right back to where you started. So it's
Exactly right. Yeah.
being grateful for that, for the chance to, and I say grab it with two hands, and
Yeah.
just really hold on to that for your life.
And that's what I say. Yeah, you could grab it. Yeah, that's what I tell them in detox. Grab it with both hands because it is your life.
Yeah.
So you've got to, like, you know, so hold it and just don't do whatever possible to keep it, you know, to keep that recovery. So it's got to be number one, as we all know.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah. So tell me a little bit about the Bridge program.
Yeah, well, the Bridge program. Yeah, so well, I work in the detox part. So the Bridge program is, you know, obviously a 12-step program, and I think it varies a lot because it changed a lot down there. I don't get to see because I work in detox, but I think they're like now they've got a 3-month instead of like, and you can do a 6 month, 3 months, and that. Whereas I think a lot of programs, and I remember Mooney was like that. And I think Fairhaven may have been too. That it was like 9 months.
Yep.
And a lot of people see that when they come. That's a long time.
Yeah.
They think, you know, they think, oh I can't do that program because it seems like that's 9 months out of my life,
Yeah.
and it seems like a long time. And I mean, as I showed, you can do 9 months, and you know, and still not do, you know, still not get it, you know,
Yeah.
so, or not put the work in. So you know, they've shown that changed to 3 months. You can do a 3-month thing, you know, 6 months. So yeah, so I know. Yeah, the good program. And Fuzz, you know,
Yeah.
like it's a great program, you know, but it all, like we talked about before, it comes back to what you put into it.
Yep.
How seriously you're going to take it, you know. And I try to say, this is all coming back to my kind of stuff. Is trying to say to them, you know, especially the ones that go from detox over to the program, just start with the small things.
Yeah.
You know, do the little things, because like in addiction, we didn't, like I know, and you know that I didn't care about anything, didn't have no time, you know, I didn't get up for work because I was drinking, so I didn't care about anything.
Yeah.
Did what I wanted to do, whatever I wanted to do. So now it's trying to get back in life, in reality, and live, you know, with it, and just get to lunch on time, get to this, wear your tag, do the little things right, start there, and then they all add up.
Yeah.
You know, and that's where you start from. That's what I feel anyway. That's what I share.
Absolutely, and it's difficult at first, isn't it, to even
Yeah.
like get your head around. Oh my goodness, I have to do 5 things today, like, and you
Yeah.
freak out, you know.
Definitely.
But you know, if you just go, I just got to do the next thing,
Yeah.
and then just the next thing.
Break it down.
Yeah.
Break it down. Yeah, it gets overwhelming, and that's
Yeah.
when anxiety and everything comes into it. So if you can't, you just got to write down, break it down, and that's what the thing, obviously, I'm still trying to do that, and I'm still trying to learn and learn the rest of my life, but and still, the anxiety and stuff. So it's just trying to work on those things and break it down, and use the skills what we learnt.
Yes.
So
But that's the thing,
put 'em
we've
in
got
action.
tools. I
Yeah.
think, as human beings, we're all broken. We
Yeah.
are all broken. But if you can have some tools that can help you work through life when those moments come where you would get a drink or have a pipe or pop a pill or try and mask it,
Yeah.
you've got some tools to work through that.
Yeah, exactly.
We learn to be overcomers through it. It's
Yeah.
life's not easy. And we weren't born with these tools. So, to have an opportunity to go into a place like Rehab and Munya, in Salvation Army run places, you learn, you get these skills, and you get some tools that can help you for the rest of your life,
Definitely.
I
Yeah,
know when
definitely.
I first looked at Rehab, I thought I need help, I need to talk, and somebody mentioned Rehab, so I kind of rang a few places and they told me, it's 12 months and you can't have your phone, and I'm like, what? And I was like, this is like a prison, I'm not going to prison, and I was so scared, like I never called them back or anything, and I know that a lot of people that I've worked with personally thought the same thing, they were scared to go to Rehab.
Yeah, definitely.
But you know what, Jimmy, now I see the work that they do in there, and I wish that I had gone, because it would have been so much easier to have, here's the tools, Andrea, thank you, here's the tools, thank you, instead of me trying to navigate in the turmoil on my own. I mean, I had family and people that loved me, but they hadn't been through it, so I wish that I had gone and just sat in that and had the people around me that knew what to do.
Yeah.
It would have been a lot easier.
And you get the understanding. It's like, when you're in a place like that, or with our fellow addicts, we understand each other. You understand what we're trying to go through, and it's hard for other people that they're not going through it or haven't been through it or whatever, to understand what we're doing, what we're going through. So getting to rehab, there's a lot of things that people get fearful going to rehab. Some people got kids, so it's hard to kind of go, or they got other commitments in life, and they want to give that up to go to rehab for 6 months or whatever it is. But it's your life, and it's hard. I didn't have kids to think about, so it's hard for those people. I really do, that have got kids out there as well. But I think it's, if you can get to rehab and just forget about the work and what other things,
But like you said, it's your life.
It's your
if
life.
you're going to take 3, 6 months,
Yeah.
or a year,
Yeah.
right? Some rehabs are a year and a half. With ice, it takes a good 12 months before the frontal lobe is
Okay,
totally balanced and the
Yeah.
chemicals is totally balanced. It takes a longer time, but if you say you're there for a year or a year and a half, however long you're there, that's a small gap in the big span of things in the whole lifetime. And if you can, come out a better person for for yourself and for your family and people around you, and learn a life set of skills in there to be able to use forever. Why not?
Exactly
why
right.
not?
And it doesn't matter. A lot of people. You get some people like they come in, they come in their 50s, whatever, and they think, I wish I was doing this younger. I wish I did it then. But you're here now, and you can do it, and you've got a chance for the rest of your life to have a great life.
That's it.
A great life in recovery and do great things.
Yeah.
And have a beautiful, exciting life.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing about recovery too, is exciting things happen and beautiful things happen.
That's right.
Yeah.
Every day.
Every day.
Every day's a new day, Jimmy.
Exactly right. Exactly right. Sometimes, and you've got to be grateful for that, and it's something that forget sometimes.
So tell us a little bit about you're in detox, so
Yeah.
you'd see some. You'd have to have so much compassion. Oh my goodness, on people and some real people in a lot of pain. Hey.
Yeah, definitely.
What's detox like?
Um,
Is it like a medical
yeah,
place? Or
it's a medical
yeah?
unit.
Yeah.
We've got nurses there.
Yeah.
You know, so I've been, you know, there, well, full time for a year. I've been working at Fairhaven for 2 years, when you're casual. So Monday to Friday, daytime, which, so, yeah, nurses, I've got an offside of me, myself and the other lady, and we just work, it's great. Like, I like the front, yeah, being in the front line.
Yes.
So, you know, and like last week we got 11 beds.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you know, it depends on the dynamics to get in there. It
Yeah.
depends whatever. So we had a group last week. It was pretty full on.
Yeah.
And took a lot. You know, a lot of.
A lot of work for you.
Yeah, it was a lot of you know, a lot of stress. But you know, that's it. And then you kind of that's part of the job.
Yeah. And they work through that, and then when you
Yeah.
see them come out the other end.
That's the best thing, and we've got like 7 days to do it. So if they haven't got a plan, we try to get in early. And it's hard sometimes because a lot of them haven't slept
Yeah.
for days, and they're supposed to be on some sort of, and they didn't, you know. So, but we want to get them because we only got 7 days. We want to get to them early and try to come work at a plan. And you know, if you got accommodation where you're going to be homeless, do you want to do a rehab? Do you want to go somewhere like that? So we kind of got to get in there like maybe third, second day, and it's hard sometimes to do that, but we try.
It is hard. You know, I mean, in our submissions to government for funding, we've been talking about, you know, we've been watching the rehabs and their detox units. They need more time. They need, you know, for eyes, you need, you know, they sleep the first 3 or 4 days at least.
Yeah.
And then what? You got 3 days to, you know, 2 days to work with them. It's like you guys need more time with people, you know, in the detox to be able to talk to them while they're awake, you know.
Sometimes we can be stretched, and you know, and some of them obviously say, oh, listen, I'll do it tomorrow, and we can't make them like anything.
Yes, that's right.
And you know, it's got to be their plan, and they're going to want to do it for themselves, like the rest of it. So you know, but you know, and we can be up to that last morning.
Yep.
You know, find people emergency accommodation right to the last moment before they go.
Wow.
So, but we definitely do our best, and it's a great team, and especially in detox. Like, I mean, there's a great team all around, people that work there, and you know, from administration all the way down. But yeah, it's a great team in detox. We've got great nurses and great support workers in there as well.
There's a lot of love in there, that's for sure.
Yeah, you know, it's all about giving back, and you know, I know I get as much from working there as much as, you know, if I can give a bit, they give heaps back.
That's
it helps me heaps, you know. And,
it's by giving that we receive, you know. That's why
it is.
we love, even though it's difficult work.
Yeah.
But I remember when working with people, I remember being there, and I can't help it, you know. I just want to like show them the way, and then you know, if they follow, the choice is always theirs. But this is what works, and this is what I did, and so, you know, once you see them come through and come out the other side, it's just like, you know, it's beautiful. You know, it's beautiful.
It is. And if they do go to the rehab at Fairhaven, so when they come through detox, and I see them down the rehab, you know, when I go down and get the lunch for a detox, I see them, you know, and it's great.
Yeah.
It's great. I love it.
Because you remember being there too, eh?
Well,
not at Fairhaven,
but yeah, I do.
Similar.
Yeah. But yeah, I do like. Send them going on to the program, and then see them down there and still there and hanging in there and getting through. It's really great, you know, because you get that attachment, but you've got to make sure that's, you know. Yeah, you can't.
Yeah, because you know, you have to allow people to work through their own recovery.
Exactly right. Yeah. So. Yeah.
So what can I ask for you, like just so people at home can have an idea, you know, if you are contemplating, you know, rehab, or if you have a loved one that might be thinking about rehab, you know, if you want to ask any questions, now's the time to do it, because we have somebody that works there and that's been through the journey, and that, you know, might be able to answer that for you. So if you have any questions, pop them up now. But for you, going through that journey, what was some of the toughest things? What did you find difficult about doing rehab?
I think the rules.
Yep.
Because they had no rules in life in addiction.
Yep.
So when I was drinking, I suppose those are the things. That was the hardest.
Yeah.
I mean,
Are they tough?
the rules, yeah, they're not tough.
Yeah.
I don't think they are. I think they're just rules to kind of get us back into to eventually get it back out of society. And but you look back, no, I don't think they were tough. And I can't look back now and go, I wish I did this, wish I did that. But that's the way it goes, the way the journey goes. But it's not, and you get so much out of it. I tell you, if you put into it, you get so much out of rehab. You got so much support there. You got everything there. You just got to do it.
Yeah.
If you want it badly, you'll do it.
So what do they do? Like, I haven't been to rehab, so
okay.
and people out there that might be thinking about what actually happens in there.
Well, okay. So I'm just going to kind of like go from my bit of mine in Boonia. I knew that we do groups. You have your meet in the morning. I think back in my days it was called Morning Muster.
Yeah.
Which wasn't a great name, but they've changed it to Spirit Lifter.
Good,
so I think
that's
it's
better.
great. Yeah, it's like a bunch of cattle. So back in my day, that was what we all get together, and then we go on our jobs. We got work to do, work duties.
Yep.
Plus, and then you do, so the work duties get back a little bit, and your work duties either in the garden, kitchen, whatever. It's and then then there's groups. So. Because you separate, you as you go up, it's different colour groups as you go up, levels.
Okay.
So I think there's still, green, I can't remember exactly, but so you go up in groups after a certain amount of time,
awesome.
and then you get more kind of, I suppose you get weekend leave, day leave, things like that as you go,
awesome.
as you go and along, but the groups. Main thing, the groups and that, doing your steps with your casework. You get given a caseworker there. You get assigned one. So and and just doing all those things and just being honest and open and getting there. It's great. And it's a great environment, to be in.
Oh, definitely.
To be with fellow. I don't know. It's hard to say, fellow addicts, and there's stacks of them, and there's a lot, but they're on the same mission, and they want the recovery life, and we've all a chance to support each other. So and it's great to be in that rehab environment.
Yeah.
Because you can support each other, and you can get it. Learn the tools, and but then put them in action.
Putting them into action is a
is the
different
main
thing.
thing.
That's why we offer at ARC, we offer buddies. So when you come out of rehab, we can be there to help put that into play.
Yeah.
And I know Salvation Army also offer a program that does the transition from rehab as well.
Yeah,
Still doing that.
they do that. Yeah, so you get the transition house afterwards. I think it's a few months, and then I've got aftercare program, which is just down at Pathways.
Yeah.
And that's a great idea, and that's because I was thinking that's something that I'm interested in down the track.
Yeah.
Because from when people go from the rehabs and how they're doing out and because it's tough.
Yep.
Tough as anything, as we all know.
Yep.
Getting back out there and you haven't got all that support to rehab. You got to have support, but you're not living in that kind of confinement.
Yeah.
So, and that's I reckon that aftercare is a great program.
Yep.
And,
Definitely.
And it's great to keep in touch with things like that. Doing the transition house, you go a few months. I reckon that's a great idea to do. So you gradually go back out into the world.
It is.
And then then you got aftercare. So it's a journey, and it's all small steps, and
all worth it, huh?
And it's all worth it, and there's no race.
So you can also do rehab, not live in rehab. You can do rehab externally.
I think that they have so when you've got groups so you can come into during the day down at Southport Pathways, and I think other places have got that as well, where you can do just day ones, like a few days a week. You come in, do the groups and things like that. So you can do that from the external, which is a fantastic way to do it. Just you know, and but just make sure you got. I feel that, you know, this is my. I feel, just make sure you got other support in place as well when you're doing that. But it's a great program, and you got that. You can do the day one. You don't have to, you know, go into the program, go into rehab. So you know.
But it depends. Wouldn't it depend on? Every person's different. How long they've been using, what they've been using. Do you do you guys assess and recommend like what you think is the best at detox? Like, do you go when they come into detox? You know, do you put maybe you've been using you know this drug for this long? Maybe it's better if you go into rehab instead of doing a pathways because you haven't got the support or. We talk to them, like when we talk to them and see what's been happening with it, you know. The first time we've seen them, so we try to find out where they've come from, what's been happening, what do you got, you know, what can we do from here, what do you want to do, can we help you with anything, and then we say other people that may return, which we do get a lot of, unfortunately, but we do, and then we go, okay, what else can we do now? Okay, what can we change? What worked, and what can we change now? That's good.
So, you know, okay, what happened? You know? Yeah. And a lot of it comes back to isolation and boredom. Yeah. And two big things. Yeah. Okay, so, what other support can we find? Yeah. Hobbies. Okay.
Send them to us. Send them to us. We need all the help we can get.
Sweet. Okay.
So we can actually help with that because we always have volunteering roles.
Great.
People can cook barbecues. They can help with administration. They can help with fundraising. They can just be part of a team and a family. So if
that's great, and that's what you need.
They're out there, you know. Isolation and loneliness can really, really be a horrible place, and you know, drives people into you know, into trying to mask what's going on, and that's what ALC do best. You know, it's like we need you, we love you, and we're about a family and about love and about, you know, helping other people into that place too. You know, so once they've gone to rehab, they got done the work, and then what do you do next? Yeah. So we're here. That's what we want to help. Yeah. Okay,
that's good.
So,
that's great to know.
How did you get into this type of work? Like, what happened? Like, you went through rehab and you.
Yeah, it took me a long time to finally decide. I think it was only a few years ago. I was up in Brisbane when I started studying and did a diploma in case management. Just signed up. Yeah. And I was thinking, I didn't know where I want to work in. I thought it might be homelessness. You know, I've been there, drug and alcohol, or it could be youth, whatever. So I just thought, just do something, and then I moved down the coast, and I just finished the course online, and I thought, maybe I'll just, maybe drug and alcohol's the way to go. Maybe I can because I've lived, the alcohol and so the addiction, and I'm still, in recovery, so maybe I can give back a little bit, and so I just went out and around, and hopefully, gratefully, I'm glad the Salvation Army gave me a chance.
That's awesome.
So a couple of years ago, 2017 I think it was, and they gave me chances for casual, and ever grateful for that. And so it was, just so grateful. So I kind of like, I've got to remember that the job, the job I got is so rewarding, and I really am blessed to be working in that position. It's taken me nearly 9 years recovery, 10 years recovery, or whatever, to get that stage.
That's right.
So
doesn't happen overnight.
Doesn't happen overnight.
But it does happen.
It does happen. But I didn't know that. 5 years ago, I didn't know that was what I wanted to do. Yeah. I was working as a wardie in the hospital. Yeah. I got out of construction as soon as I got recovery.
Yeah.
So I kind of thought moving on to that. So I didn't want to do that anymore. So I became a wardsman in a hospital, and I did that for 6.5 years. And then I thought, I love that, but then there's something else missing. Yep. And that's when I kind of thought about that. So
fantastic.
Yeah, there was.
You were led there.
Led there. Yeah, led there, and it's taking that long, but I didn't, it doesn't really matter. There was no race.
Yeah, that's
You
right.
know what I mean?
There is no race.
There was no race.
Even in your recovery, guys, you're not competing with anyone.
No.
You're not. There's no. The choice is ours. You want to do it. You step into it and watch it unfold. And everybody's time frame is different. I'm wondering, with the 3 months program, if people need to stay longer, can they extend that?
Yeah, I'm sure they
They're
can.
not
Yeah.
ready?
No, that's fair enough, and that's something they discuss with their caseworker and stuff like that. And between them, they'll work out that and the longer time. Some people have done the program before, maybe 1 or 2 times. They probably don't need that longer time.
Yes,
They
that's
just need to come in, touch base again through a few months.
Yeah.
They don't know the tools, they don't know that. Just need to refresh a little bit and see what's going on.
Yeah.
Maybe change a few little things, but but they can stay longer, and that's the caseworker. Yeah, and
That's awesome.
yeah, so they do such a great job. So
So you can start at, start 3 months and step into it,
Yeah.
Because just do today. Just do today. Every day, just do today.
Exactly.
And you watch it unfold, and you watch your life change and transform, and that's what Salvation Army do it beautifully.
Yeah.
And I often say they should replicate that model around as many places as we can. I mean, we have a growing. We're the highest. We're the highest ice users per capita in the world.
Crikey. Yeah,
We have.
that's so scary.
It's very scary.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got alcohol it's up here, ice is up here, and every other drug. I mean, we're the highest drug users in the world. So it's good that we have rehabs that really work, and it comes from a place of love. We do want to tackle it. AAIC want to tackle ice addiction specifically at the top of the waterfall, where awareness, education, and getting in front of the youth and the generation of today to show them that's the slippery slide. That's where you're heading. That's where you're going to go, and we want to expose it for what it is. And it's not fun. It's not fun. Any type of addiction, entrapment, you don't think you're going to end up there, and that's what I often say to kids in the classroom. I didn't head out to be an ice addict.
Yeah.
It didn't start like that.
Yeah.
I'm sure you didn't head out, to be an alcoholic, or that's not your dream. Your dream life. It just that's how it unfolds, and it's very quick, and it's very it just sucks you in, and before you know it, you wake up there. But you need to go in with eyes wide open, and if you're going to make a decision to try substance, you need to know the dangers associated with that, where you're heading, and what the consequences are. I guess I never thought I'd end up still 6 years in recovery, still in hospital, and it's like, man, is this ever going to end?
Yeah.
But you don't have to be there, and so that's why we do this, and that's why we do what we do. It's about education and awareness. Brad, do we have any questions out there?
Yeah, Donna, sitting her son tomorrow, but she's asking, do you go straight from detox to rehab?
Straight from detox to rehab.
Thank you.
Thanks. Yeah, that's good question. Well, down at Pathways at Southport, when you ring up there and do the admission for if you need detox first, you inquire about if you want to do the rehab. So you mention them. It's about the rehab, and you just say to them, I want to do the detox, but also I want to do a long-term program afterwards.
Yep.
And that's about right. Sometimes there's not a bed ready straight away, but if you're in detox, there may be a bed ready at that time, but it may not be.
Yep.
But you've got to go down when you go there, and when you do the admission on the phone or whatever, let them know that your intentions is to do rehab straight afterwards. Do rehab after detox. Yeah.
Can they cross over? Can you cross over? Like, can you do detox? At say Fairhaven, and then go to Munya for rehab?
Yes, that does.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Okay.
we have happened. Yeah, we do that. Yeah, and we get some from Munya down to our program.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I've driven 2 people up to Munya the last month.
Yep.
So after they've done detox, and sometimes they may have beds up there available because they're a much bigger complex.
Yeah.
And they've got heaps of beds. So and that person wants to go straight from detox. So
That is the preferred way, isn't it?
well, I think so. Like, it'd be great, and that's that's I reckon that's a great way of doing it. Going straight from detox, getting to the rehab straight away.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not always possible with beds.
Yeah.
That's why we touch base with people in detox as early as possible to figure out their plan,
Yeah.
and if that, so we can get the ball rolling, because it doesn't happen just straight away.
That's
the
right.
beds doesn't,
right.
you know, and
Sometimes they have to wait. You know, I've known people that have gone into detox and they've come out, but they've been on a waiting list and they've had to wait a couple of months, and then they go to bed. That couple of months, it's very dangerous. You know,
it can be. Yeah.
So that's again where AIC have a buddy system that we can step in and go, hey, we'll work with you, put you on a tripod system of support, keep you tapped into the meetings, the external counselling, bring them to the pathways.
Yeah,
you
and
know,
do that,
into any meetings that we can, and you know, help them change their lifestyle here, you know, outside.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes it takes you living with people that are using, and you got to get yourself out of that situation.
Yes.
You know, while you're in it, you can't see it, but so that's where the buddy can help. So
And that's exactly right. So, you know, that's what we try to ask them. If you're going back home, is that a safe environment? What are you going back home to? Is there someone there that's that?
yeah,
Okay, that's not, you know, is that going to help? Doesn't seem to be going back to someone that's drinking, using, you know, whatever. And so can we try to find your other accommodation in the meantime? But even if there's the waiting list while you're out there, ring them every day.
yeah,
Keep in touch with Pathways, because you never know, the bags can come up, and if you're
That's
keeping in
right.
touch with them and you're keeping clean but doing all that, you know, and suggested things, you know.
that's what I say to our guys when they're like, I want to go to you hound them. You just keep hounding them, call them every day,
Exactly.
2-3 times a day. They'll get sick of hearing your voice, and they'll go, just let her in,
Yeah.
or let him in, you know.
Yeah.
And that's really, you really have to be there at the right time, because they only have limited beds, they only have limited space, you know. And if you really want recovery, you're going to push forward for it. You know, you're going to push to change your life, and it is such a short time for the outcome that you're going to get, you know.
Yeah, it's exactly right, and that's it. It's such a short time for the rest of your life, you know.
So, is there anything else like that you want to share about rehab and detox, and you know, what the work that Fairhaven or Salvation Army do in there?
I don't know. I suppose I don't know. In detox, you know, we just try to support and care and make sure like they know that, you know, their self-worth. It's trying to get back their self-worth, and because you know, people have a lot of, you know, obviously have lost that, and they don't think much of themselves and the lifestyle, the things they've done.
Yeah.
And it's trying to say, well, okay, well, you're not that. We're really not that people. We're not that person. The substance or the alcohol, the drink or whatever, it made us into someone we're really not. And and the great thing about recovery, we try to show is we can eventually find out the person who we're supposed to really be.
That's awesome.
And that's a journey in itself. And that's the exciting part of it. I love the exciting part about recovery is trying to find out who you really am, the person, you know, who you're really supposed to be being. And so it's taking time and saying, yeah, you may not be able to look in the mirror now, but just little bits, you know, just even say to yourself, give yourself a pat in the back, you know. And then, like, I mean, going to rehab there, the rehab gives, you know, the people down there give so much that work there. And,
they do, that's for
you know,
sure.
and, you know, when I was casual, I worked down there, you know, as a support worker in rehab, and yeah, it's a great rehab, and it's so much to give, you know, as long as you know, like I said, we keep saying, as long as you put the action in yourself.
That's right.
And you surrender yourself to it, and yeah.
You can either, you know, give somebody a fish or give them a fishing rod, and I think that going there, they actually get the fishing rod, and they're actually able to, you know, you're able to have the tools to be able to help yourself. I've been up there and had a look, and we come and say hi to the guys up there, and I'm like, oh man, this is like a holiday. This is like a little retreat. I want to come into rehab now.
A lot of people want to go to the rehab because it looks like a retreat.
Yeah.
It's great.
And you get help with your craziness, you know, because we all have it. But you know, it's just addiction is just taking it to the extreme. You know, of trying to mask it because to bury it, and you know, we all got it. You know, we all have. Everybody has, you know, self-worth, you know, I'm not good enough, or I didn't do that good enough, I could have done better, or, you know, everybody has that crazy little voice, you know, and it's learning not to listen to the lies and to just be the best version of you that you can be, and to operate out of here and not out of here. And, you know, I often say, take it out of here, put it in here, and give it to God. You know, get out of there. Get out of there. There's no, it's not, you know, there's too many stories, too much stuff in here, you know?
It definitely is, yeah.
Yeah, it's a great place to go, and I love the people up there, and even at Munya, they're fantastic, you know.
Yeah, it's great, you know, and you really need the rehab, just, go, you know. It's scary, but get there, you know, and sometimes, you know, we say, get there. There's a bed there waiting, okay, you booked a bed, go to it.
And it's expensive, isn't it? Like rehab's not for the person, but I know that, you know, there's a lot of funding and government and you know, external funding put into it, and I know I have a vague idea about what it costs to put somebody through rehab, but you know, the person, it doesn't cost you that much, so you might think, oh yeah, I'll just do it again. It's actually really expensive, and the government and the community are paying for that. So value it, guys. Value your time in rehab, because you know, you got one chance, and you got a chance to really make it work. Grab it with two hands and just, you know, change your life, you know. So if I'm talking to you, and if you're feeling convicted, if you're in addiction, you're in that cycle that, you know, you might be contemplating change and thinking, okay, I might look at rehab. What's the number that they would call? Do you know the number off the top of your head for detox?
There's Pathways. The number that I have to ring. God, everything. I think it's 1300 111 827. I'm pretty sure it's that.
You know what? I've got a pocket card here, and it's got it on there.
Let's see how close I am.
Let's see. Where's the pocket cards?
For Pathways?
Yeah. Our pocket cards. Can you see one around here? Oh, no, I've left. I lied. It's on our pocket card. But if you give us a call at AIC, we can give you the contact number, or you can Google Pathways. Yes, Salvation Army Pathways. Fairhaven, Detox Gold Coast.
Yeah, just yeah.
No,
that's right. So it's Pathways down Southport.
Okay, here we go. Let's Fairhaven there we go. 1300 111 827. You did it right.
Well done.
So they're the pocket cards that we give out to kids in schools.
Yeah.
And at the back we've got about the dangers of ice, and then these are our flyers that we talk about ice, and at the back it's got all the resources as well. So we put, you know, Fairhaven, Munya, Transformation, all the local Turning Point, Detox, and some numbers that you can ring for help. Hey?
So
oh yes, thanks, Brad.
So we say that, keep ringing that number. Sometimes they're really busy down there. Yeah. So if you can't get through straight away, keep ringing. Yep. Don't give up.
What's the best time to call?
I think they're from 8:30 to about 3:30.
Okay.
But there can be times when they're doing admissions already down there. Yep. But Pathways that's where you got to ring first, again, to either detox or long-term program. Yep. Don't give up ringing. Just try to keep ringing. Don't lose hope. Because you know, if they're really busy down there, the staff, you know, just doing admissions and everything else, and so we do get a lot of people say that they can't get through. Some, not a lot, but we do get some, and we just say, please, just keep trying.
That's it.
You know, just keep ringing, and you'll eventually get through.
You don't give up, guys.
Don't give up.
No, you're worth it. Okay.
Exactly right. And you're worth it.
You just push through. It's overcoming. We overcome things in life, and you just keep going. So, have we got any more questions there, Brad? No, guys, if you have any questions, please pop them on. We do have our care team online, and they will be answering questions. And if you need help, whether you're a family member helping a loved one that's in addiction, we can connect you to the family support groups. If you're somebody that, you know, you might be contemplating, you know, getting some help, you know, there are several programs. It's not just live in rehab. There's external programs as well that Salvation Army can help you with, and they're an amazing group of people, and honestly they operate from a place of love and lived experience. So If you're that person, connect with us, okay? I'm going to plug our new number now, okay? You ready? You got a pen handy? Okay, our national number, 1-800-NO-TO-ICE. So 1-800-NO-TO-ICE. So you can call that number, one general number, and we'll put you through to your state office or to create a pathway to help you to step into recovery, and to connect you to the local rehab support services that are available in your area. So 1-800-NO-TO-ICE, and I'm so excited to have that number because we've had so many different numbers. Where's the Adelaide number? Where's this one number? And we put you through to the relevant office that you need to speak to and get somebody to assist you with your inquiry, whether it's family support, whether it's education in your workplace, your school, your club. We do lived experience education. Whether you are somebody that is in addiction or just come out of rehab or want to go into rehab, we assist you with that. We give you some support in the form of a buddy, and that's a friend that walks alongside you until you can stand on your own, or you can go into rehab and get the tools you need to stand on your own. We're a family here at AARC, so we're here to help, guys. 1-800-NO-TO-ICE is the number. Brad will put that up on the screen, and if we don't have any more questions, I think we're up for a wrap. Yeah? Was there anything else that you wanted to leave people at home, with any last thoughts or any last comments that I don't want you walking away and going, I should have mentioned that. We always do that, so,
I do. I know. I do. Like you talked about before, living the experience and living the experience that be able to share. And I do find we do find people that come in detox, and they know that once they do know, they find it out. If they want, they ask if sometimes if you've in recovery yourself and if you've been to journey, and so I've been and they open up.
Yeah.
And they seem to feel more comfortable because you'll understand.
Yeah.
Which is great for us because it just gives us for them to open up and share the story with us. It's fantastic. We're just so blessed to have that. But the thing is, don't give up. If you thought about not going to rehab because of something, just go there. Give it a go.
Yeah.
You get there one day, and then it's hang in there. You get through that night. And you wake up the next morning. You go, okay, keep hanging in there, and that's it. And you're right, like you said before, all worth it. We're all worth it, and we deserve it. So, and you can have it. You just got to work really, really hard for it, and it's there.
Initially it is, after it becomes a way of life, and
it does.
you surround yourself with awesome people, and then you get ready to go, okay, I want to help somebody get out of that place I was in too, and that's
that's a great thing about it, isn't it? To be able to give back down the track, and
it is. Well, thank you so much for giving back tonight.
Pleasure.
And for coming on the show and being able to, I guess, unveil and really explain to people what
I hope it did a bit.
You did to me anyway.
So,
it's a really good explanation, probably one of the best explanations that I've had about detox. And when you haven't been through it, even though I've been through addiction, but I haven't actually been through that process, it's awesome to be able to have you here tonight and
thank you
to
very
be able
much
to share that.
Thanks for inviting us.
Yeah,
I
thanks
appreciate
very much. Guys, don't forget 1-800-NO-TO-ICE if you need to connect. The number for Pathways in Fairhaven, Brad put it up on the screen. Yep.
1300-111-827 Pathways.
Well done. That's really good. And you do the bridging program there. I think, just a quick note about ARC New Zealand. We have started a group up in New Zealand. We have a strong team over there. I was just there recently, and it's in Auckland. So if you are from Auckland and you want to join and help us put the freeze on P, so we call it P over there, for pseudo, you need to connect with us, and we'll put you in contact with the group there, so that you can join the ARC team over there. And we are doing a call out for Sydney. Sydney, we have put up a post on our Facebook for volunteers. We are going to hit the ground running within the next couple of weeks. So on Sunday, this Sunday, we have a meeting coming up. If you are interested in joining the AIC team in Sydney, whether it's as a presenter, an educator, so you have to be 12 months clean in recovery, have gone through rehab, and be open to doing some training. There is some extensive training in place, but it's really worth it. And so if you're looking at being a presenter, educator, or if you're a service provider like a counsellor, a clinical counsellor, or a psychologist, or somebody that wants to give back, or if you're just a mum and you think, I just want to give back to this cause, I want to protect the next generation from the dangers of this drug, and I can give half a day or do something from home. We need administration help, we need events coordinator, we need people that can ring the schools, so we're looking out for volunteers in Sydney for Sunday's meeting. So if that's you, please connect with us on 1-800-NO-TO-ICE, or you can send us an email on our webpage www.australianantiicecampaign.org.au, and we will connect you with the Sydney team. Alright, I think that's it for us for now.
Beautiful.
And I've got to teach you something though. You ready? It goes not even.
Even? I can't do that.
3, yep. Once. You ready? So not even once. Good night, guys.
Good night.
Much love. I was going to have a